Sugar importation fiasco, with Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez participating at the last minute after being summoned by senators. Inflation eased slightly in August to 6.3% on the back of price dips in petroleum products. And President Bongbong Marcos made his way to Singapore for another state visit. President Marcos will witness the signing of deals, including one on counter-terrorism efforts. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. President Bongbong Marcos is now in Singapore for another state visit. The president landed in Singapore this afternoon after concluding his trip to Indonesia. He is joined by members of the First Family, his economic team, foreign affairs officials, and Migrant Workers Secretary Toots Ople. President Marcos is meeting with members of the Filipino community in Singapore today and will hold separate meetings with Singaporean President Halima Yacob and Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong tomorrow. The president will witness the signing of deals, including one on counter-terrorism. He will also meet with Singapore's business community to discuss economic opportunities for the Philippines. On to the economy, we have inflation easing slightly in August, but authorities say, or can't say just yet, if it has already peaked. Shaila Francisco with the report.
Inflation slowed down in August for the first time in 6 months. The Philippine Statistics Authority said it settled at 6.3%, slightly down from 6.4% in July. This is due to lower gasoline and diesel prices and slower price hike in meat, fish, and vegetables. Despite this, consumers in Metro Manila still find commodity prices too expensive. The region's inflation accelerated to 5.7% amid price hikes in restaurant, house rentals, and education services. The PSA admits that it's still not clear whether inflation has already peaked.
Kung tataas naman yung transport ulit, so posibleng mag-shift yung ating direction. This September, for example, there are news about raising jeepney fare, so that would also contribute to this month's inflation.
For one economist, the further weakening of the peso could also be seen as a risk, since the Philippines is a net importing country.
Halimbawa, meron kang binibili na produkto, kailangan mo lang bayaran 51,000 pesos. Eh dahil ngayon nasa 56.90, malapit-lapit, pag round up mo, malapit na sa 57, ngayon pag bibilin mo yung parehong produkto na yun, na $1,000, kailangan mo na bayaran. Import season talaga ngayon, third quarter, July, August, September. So, talagang kaya nagkaganyan yung kaya medyo nagkaganyan din yung currency natin.
The pressure is now on the central bank to impose measures to control inflation. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas said it is prepared to take further policy action to bring inflation back to government target. The BSP has been on a rate hike spree in a bid to ease inflation. The NEDA meanwhile assured continuous provision of subsidies to ease inflationary pressures. Shaila Francisco, We Are One News.
We're gonna pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee has concluded its hearings into the controversial Sugar Order Number 4. Mayan Los Baños with the report.
In today's Senate hearing on the Sugar Order Number 4 fiasco, 11 senators voted to subpoena Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez to question him on the issue. Rodriguez skipped this morning's hearing supposedly upon the instruction of President Bongbong Marcos. Rodriguez arrived in the Senate at the last minute and was personally accompanied by Senate President Mig Subiri. Rodriguez apologized and insisted that he had no hand in the signing of Sugar Order Number 4.
I definitely deny that there was a signal coming from my end that or I have given them the go-ahead to pass that resolution or the Sugar Order Number 4 calling for the importation of more or less 300,000 metric tons of sugar.
Meanwhile, resigned Sugar Regulatory Administration head Hermenegildo Serafica insisted that the recommendation to import 300,000 metric tons of sugar came from stakeholders. But a group of sugar producers says they agreed to the import volume after Serafica flagged a supposedly shortage in sugar supply.
Pinakalat nila po, especially Mr. Serafica, to the other federations, that there is a shortage. Tatlong phrases yun eh. Kakapos na, kakulang na, wala na. Wala nang asukal. Tapos na. By August, sabi niya, there will be no more sugar. So there is a national emergency. Those were his words.
Serafica also said that the president even floated the idea of importing 600,000 metric tons of sugar.
Actually, in that online meeting with the president, former board member Valderrama was also in that online meeting.
Okay.
And the president mentioned about a volume of 600,000 metric tons.
600,000
And I said,
metric tons ang binanggit
Yes
ni
po.
Presidente na volume. Okay.
and I said, Mr. President, that may be too much because starting August 1, First Farmers has already accepted canes delivery from farmers.
However, Rodriguez denied this.
I categorically deny that there was an instruction from the President to even consider or to import 600,000 metric tons of sugar for SO4. Wala hong ganong pronouncement or wala hong ganong kautusan ang Pangulo. Ulitin ko ho.
The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee terminated its hearing on the matter today and will come up with the committee report on Thursday. Reporting for News 5, Mayan Los Baños, we are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The Philippine peso sank to another all-time low, closing at 57 against the greenback. The local currency dipped for a third straight day on the back of a strong US dollar. The Foreign Affairs Department managed to bring up the case of detained OFW Mary Jane Veloso with Indonesian officials. Press Secretary Trixie Cruz Angeles said talks on Veloso's case are ongoing, although details have yet to be disclosed. And the Justice Department has dismissed the cyber libel case against some members of the Makabayan bloc for lack of merit. The PNP CIDG accused Gabriela Party List Representative Arlene Brosas and former Bayan Muna Congressman Carlos Zarate of posting defamatory and libelous statements online. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.